So the bench press got its fame and name through the fitness industry. All these guys you see in the magazines doing the bench press, and you know, it's a good thing on their end because it's good advertisement, but it's false advertisement because it's not showing what is real. The magazines that you buy that tell you lies majority of the time. You know, you see these big dudes on the magazine bench pressing with each other going, yeah, high five, man, bam, and then they got these big bulking chests. But what you don't know is that taking Anavar and Sus and Decker, you know, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So don't just, you know, see a picture and just think that, yeah, that's how they're selling you bogey info, that some shit that probably ain't gonna work. And you know, as a fan, you know, you might be a fan of that particular bodybuilder, you buy into it, you fall into the trap, and this is why I'm here to get you out of it. You know, it's a smart move for the magazine, from the bodybuilders, and it's good advertisement. You know, it's tricking you quite a lot. But let's talk about, is it really the best exercise for pectoral development, and should it really have the rep that it has now through the fitness industry? Well, we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna use this shit. What's up guys, it's Yusuf back again with another video, and today we're going to talk about what is the best exercise for pectoral development. And the bench press is up there, so I want to talk about what is and what it seems, if that makes sense. So let's talk about the bench press for a brief moment. So we know the bench press is a compound movement, and yes, a compound movement is something that uses multi-joints, or an exercise that requires more than one muscle group. Yes, and you know, studies have shown that compound movements are great for hormonal increase, great for putting on size, but not particularly on a specific area. It's just good because it's like, you know, it gives you that hormonal release. Your body kind of goes into a freak mode because you're like, and then your body releases so many hormones to kind of help repair, aid, you know, because it doesn't want that kind of stress. But if your priorities are getting a big chest and targeting that specific area, it's not the best exercise. And I will tell you shortly why. I'm going to talk about the anatomy of the chest and what exercise really develops the chest. The pectoral major, the pectoral minor. Talk about what is the best exercise to stimulate growth in that department. You know, we all want a bit of pecs for the ladies in the beach. But we all want a couple of drums to have a bass on. You can see in the anatomy of the chest, the pectoralis major is a large, substantial, fan-shaped muscle. And as you might guess from the word major, it makes up the majority of the chest muscle mass. It originates from your clavicle to your sternum and your ribs, and then connecting to your humerus. Okay, so these are the regions where your chest is. Just in case people, you know, don't really know what a chest is, I thought I'd be clever and use big words and, you know, act clever. So if you pay close attention to the muscle strand and the direction it's actually going in, you'll notice that, so when you're performing the bench press, because it's a press, it's not the best exercise to develop to develop the chest. You're not getting full range of motion within the muscle group. I mean, full range of motion as the muscle capacity can go. So majority of the movement only contracts rather than stretch the muscle. So the pectorals actually act primarily on a lateral movement. So like I said before, as you can see the shape of them, they are primarily developed for this kind of motion away from your body. That's why the best exercise to develop your chest is the dumbbell flies. And I'm going to talk about in a minute how to perform them correctly, and also things to look out for that you might be doing incorrectly. So now let's talk about the dumbbell flies. It's the great exercise for developing a bulkier, thicker, you know, really give the muscle some damage. And I mean that in a good way, and I'm going to explain why. It's a common fact that whenever you're doing resistance training or hypertrophy training, you know, you have to give your muscles as much damage as possible. A scientific term would be to give your muscle something called micro trauma. Micro trauma actually activates your body's self-healing mechanism. So as a result, specific cells called satellite cells actually fuse together with the damaged muscle fibers in order to repair them. So you can see the normal myofiber, and then you can see the regenerating myofiber. The nucleus is in the middle when it's regenerating. You know, when I mention this to people, because, you know, people ask me, you know, what's the best exercise for the chest, and I've always sworn on flies being the number one. I'm not saying you never do bench press. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying because a lot of people kind of undeveloped chest, and it's an area that's, you know, that's seen as quite masculine, and people want to develop that chest really good because the limbs are going away from the body. It creates kind of an unfamiliar feeling, and you know, you kind of panic and you don't know what to do because you might not even know what to do. You just see it on the video and then, you know, you have a go at yourself. It's simple. It's just because they're not used to the maneuver. And what happens 99% of the time, people go heavy because people are looking at them, because they're so egoistic twats to think everyone's looking at the gym because they can't pick up light weights. And then people tend to not get any muscle, don't get anywhere. So if you are watching and that type of person, please chill out. No one's looking at you. Just do your thing and that's it. So do you know that feeling when you kind of uncomfortable because it's like you don't get it straight away? It's a proprioceptive problem. It's just because you're not used to it. So how to get used to it is to do more repetitions of it. To actually tackle this problem, you need to tone down your ego and actually lift what your body will allow you to lift without looking like you're having an epileptic fit during the concentric phase. Now I'm going to discuss on how to actually perform this exercise with confidence and having that self-belief with manageable weight. First of all, I'm going to show you how majority of people do flies, and people suffer from shoulder injury. One of the most obvious is not having a retracted scapula. This really stabilizes your shoulder and your frame and engages the stretch on the chest. When performing flies, you want your elbows slightly bent and arms positioned so that your hands are directly above your nipples at the top of the movement. If they are over your face, your shoulders will tend to do more of the work and may become impinged over time. Begin the motion by squeezing your pecs rather than moving your arms. It should feel like you are pulling your arms across your body. So guys, that is it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to share the love, as I like to say. And most of all, oh, I forgot, before you go, make sure when you subscribe right here and you click that bell, because when I have new content, it comes up on your notifications, because some stupid thing that YouTube has sorted out. Anyway, right guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and peace. See you later, Dater.